Hello everyone, myself Bhautik Trivedi, working as an assistant professor in IT/ICT department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. I will explain you the concept of HTTP in Advanced Networking Protocol subject. So first of all, what do you mean by HTTP? What is the full form of HTTP? So HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And why we require the HTTP? Why we require the HTTP protocol in a networking? So let's start with the concept of HTTP. So first of all, what is the meaning of HTTP? So HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So here you just see HTTP generally providing a set of rules and standards that directly provide how the information is transmitted on a world wide web. So here one important concept, that is the WWW. So WWW means World Wide Web. So in this World Wide Web, with using the World Wide Web, how the information is transmitted on a WWW, with using the HTTP, you can do that. Second thing, whatever the computers on a World Wide Web that using the one protocol, and the name of the protocol, that is known as a HTTP, that is known as a Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And third important part regarding the HTTP, how you detect, so that's the use of the HTTP. So the first part of an address, that is known as a URL. So URL means what? That is the Uniform Resource Locator. So the first part of an address of a site on an internet, it signifies this document is written in a hypertext markup language. So again, here one important concept, that is known as a HTML. So most important two concepts here. One, that is the WWW. Second one, that is the HTML. And third important thing, that is the HTTP. So again, I repeat the name of each and every terminology. First one, WWW, stands for the World Wide Web. Second one, that is known as a HTML, that is known as a Hypertext Markup Language. And third one, that is known as a HTTP, that is known as a Hypertext Transfer Protocol. After that, then after the most important thing, the HTTP provide a which kind of technology, which kind of protocol structure. So HTTP is a one kind of client server protocol. So all of you know what is the meaning of client server terminology, or what is the meaning of client server protocol. So with using this, whatever the two machines or two hosts communicate using a reliable and connection oriented transport service. And if you want to go for the reliable and connection oriented transport service, so which particular protocol that's the part of that? That is the TCP, that is the Transmission Control Protocol. So with using this, you can directly say that in HTTP, that is a one client server protocol, two machines directly communicate with each other using a reliable connection oriented service such as the TCP. After that, another important term regarding here, one that is known as a browser and one that is known as a web server. If you talk about the client server terminology with using the concept of HTTP, so must remember one thing, the browser that can be treated as a client here, and web server that can be treated as a server here. So browser, that is known as a HTTP client, and web server, HTTP server, that is also known as a web server. So, and all of you know how you communicate between the client and server. So one browser is there that can be treated as a HTTP client. It directly sends the request to an HTTP server or web server, which then send response back to the client. So client directly send the request to the server, and server directly provide the response back to the client. This is the normal introduction about the concept of HTTP. Again, in this particular part, must remember two important parameters. One, that is the client server protocol. Second one, client that can be treated as a browser, and server that can be treated as a web server. So up to this, the normal introduction of the HTTP. After that, HTTP server means what? HTTP server means that is a one kind of program that directly listen a HTTP request, but with using the which terminology, with using the machine spot. So must remember one thing, if you want to use the HTTP port number, the port number 80 that is generally used for the HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. So must remember one thing, one HTTP client is there, one HTTP server is there, and HTTP server is a one kind of program with using the port number, it directly listen the HTTP request, and from that it directly generating the response back to the client. So again here the most important thing, the port number 80 that is generally used with the HTTP. After that, what is the meaning regarding the concept of web and HTTP? So here you just see, all of you know what is the meaning of web page. Web page means whenever you operate a particular page in a browser, so that can be considering as a web page. So web page, that is a consist of objects. What is the meaning of object here? Object can be either HTML file or JPG image or Java applet or audio file, anything. Means object that can be treated as a HTML file, JPG image, Java applet or audio file. And web page consists of, normally that consists of base HTML file and which including a several reference object. Means in a particular HTML file that is directly put the picture in this HTML file that consists of many reference object. And must remember one thing, each and every object is addressable by a particular URL. So what is the meaning of URL? URL means uniform resource locator. So here you just see one example of the URL, so you properly understood this thing. www.someschool.edu, somedepartment.peak.gif. So first one that can be considering as a host, and second one that can be considering as a path. So that is about the concept of the web and HTTP. After that, the most important part, the application of the HTTP, and this particular application reside on which particular layer. So here this particular table directly bifurcate the concept of each and every application. So first one, that is the email. Email generally using the which protocol? Already you know, that is the SMTP. That is under which category of the layer? That is under the category of the application layer. And underlying transport protocol, which one? That is the TCP. Second one, that is the remote terminal access. All of you know, with using the telnet you can directly do that. Underlying transport protocol, that's the TCP. Third one, application web, generally using which protocol? HTTP. Again underlying transport protocol, TCP. If you want to go for the file transfer, which particular protocol? FTP. Again underlying transport protocol, TCP. Streaming multimedia, so that is regarding the real networks, either using the concept of TCP or UDP, that is totally based on connection oriented protocol or connection less protocol. And last one, that is the internet telephony, generally using the UDP. So this is the normal application of the HTTP, and with using this you can directly use this particular layer protocol and this particular transport layer protocol. So that's the table for that. So up to this you know the normal introduction of the HTTP, then after you know the different protocol, then after you know the concept of the web browser, concept of the web server. After that, the pictorial diagram or diagrammatically representation of the HTTP. So here you just see HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So whenever you operate with the HTTP, must remember two important things. One, that is known as a HTTP request, and second one, that is known as a HTTP response. So here you just see one explorer is there, one navigator is there, and one server is there. And server, for example, that is the Apache web server. So if you want to go for the HTTP client, so that can be treated as a web browser, and if you want to go for the HTTP server, so that can be treated as a web server. So here you just see that is the application layer protocol that supported which particular model? Client server model. So client server model means, all of you know, client generally send the request, server generally send the response. So whatever the client, here client means what? That's the browser. So browser that directly give the request and it receive the display the web object. And what is the meaning of server? Server means that's the web server, and web server directly send the object in response to the request. So this is the normal introduction of the HTTP that already you know. Again, that is in a form of the client server. What's the functionality behind the client? Client generally send the request, server generally reply back with the response. After that, in this diagram, mainly two important terms. One, that is the HTTP request, and second one, that is the HTTP response. After the two important version, HTTP supported which particular version? HTTP supported two versions. One, that is the 1.0, and second one, that is the 1.1. HTTP 1.0, that is known as a RFC 1954, and HTTP 1.1 that supported the RFC 2068. So up to this, at least you know HTTP flow, and second one, HTTP supported the two version. One, that is the 1.0, and second one, that is the 1.1. After that, how the connection establishment is there, how the connection release is there, which particular protocol, that's the part for the establishment of the connection and release the connection. So here you just see, if you want to use the TCP, means all of you know, that is the transmission control protocol, and that is under the category of the transport layer. So first of all, if you want to perform the data transmission with using the HTTP, so what's the logic behind that? First of all, client directly initiate the TCP connection. With using the socket programming, it directly create a socket. So first task is that client initiate the TCP connection to the server with using the port number, with using the socket programming, and already you know which particular port number. So port number 80, that can be used with the concept of HTTP. After that, whatever the data you pass to the server, server accepting the TCP connection from the client. After that HTTP messages exchange between the browser and web server, and all of you know browser means HTTP client and web server means HTTP server. So in between, whatever the data message exchanging between the client and server, and after that final task, that is the TCP connection closed. So if you want to denote this particular thing in a stepwise manner, so first step, initiating the TCP connection with using the port, with using the socket. After that, server accept the TCP connection. Then after the message exchanging is that, and last one, close the connection. That's the step for the HTTP connection establishment. After that, one most important topic regarding this HTTP is stateless. What's the reason behind that? HTTP is stateless. So HTTP is stateless means server maintain no information about past client query. Means no previous information is there. No past information is there. No past query information is there. That's why that is stateless. So whatever the past history must be maintained. So if server client crashes, their view of state may be inconsistent and must be reconciled. So that's the one big problem in the concept of HTTP. So whatever the protocol that maintaining the state are the complex one, but here that is the HTTP, that is the stateless, so that's not a complex one. After that, here you just see one diagrammatically representation of the HTTP. This is Explorer, so that can be treated as a web browser, and this side, that is the server. So first one, TCP open means it directly initiate the TCP connection to the server, and server directly generating a response, and the response in terms of the OK. After that, client directly sending the request, HTTP get, and server directly providing the response in terms of the data, and then after close the TCP connection. So whatever the discussion in a previous slide, here you just see the diagrammatically representation of that. Again I repeat, first of all, check the TCP connection open or not, open the connection, then after server directly providing the response, then after client directly sending the request, it directly providing the response in terms of the data, and finally close the connection for the from the server side. After that, then after one new topic, two types of connection generally in a HTTP. One that is known as a non-persistent, and second one that is the persistent. So if you want to talk about the types of the HTTP, so mainly two types of HTTP is there. One that is the non-persistent HTTP, and second one that is the persistent HTTP. Non-persistent HTTP means what? At most one object is sent over a TCP connection. Means within a TCP connection, at most one object is there. So non-persistent. Which particular version using the non-persistent HTTP? HTTP 1.0 using the non-persistent HTTP. But after that, if you talk about the persistent HTTP, so the reason is that multiple objects can be sent over a single TCP connection between the client and server. So must remember one thing. What is the difference between that? In non-persistent HTTP, at most one object, that is a sent between a TCP connection. In persistent HTTP, multiple objects can be sent over a single TCP connection between client and server. Which particular version using the non-persistent HTTP? HTTP 1.0. Which particular version using the persistent HTTP? 1.1. That is in a default mode. So that's the difference between non-persistent HTTP and persistent HTTP. After that, the diagram. That's very easy. Here you just see one question. In non-persistent HTTP, single object is transmitted or multiple object is transmitted. So here you just see, first of all, TCP open means you open the connection. Then after, response from the server. Then after, you directly sending the request. Then after, server directly generating a response. Then after, you close the TCP connection. This is regarding only one object. After that, if you want to go for the processing for the another object, again you open the connection, again server generating a response, again you sending the request, again server retrieve the response, and final one you close the connection. So this is the diagram for the non-persistent HTTP. Must remember one thing, if you want to operate the processing of three objects in non-persistent HTTP, so must remember one thing, 3 times you open the connection, 3 times you close the connection, in between you process the individual object. That's the logic of the non-persistent HTTP. So only 2 points remaining in this particular session. One that is the RT, response time modeling, and one that is the persistent HTTP. So here you just see definition of RTT. RTT means response time calculation. So here you just see RTT means what? So whatever the time to send a small packet to travel from client to server and back, this calculation is known as a RTT. So RTT, how to calculate the RTT? So one RTT for initiating the TCP connection, one RTT for the HTTP request, and few bytes of the HTTP response to return, and file transmission time. So if I want to calculate the total, so total means one RTT for the connection, one RTT for the HTTP request and response, and third one that is the file transmission time. So I can directly say that total is equal to 2 RTT plus transmit time. So here you just see in a particular figure. So first of all, 1 RTT for the initiating the TCP connection up to the request file. Then after the request file to the response, 1 RTT, and then after 1 time to transmit a particular file. So this is the way you can directly calculate the round trip time for the particular thing. So again I repeat, total is equal to 2 RTT plus transmit time. And the last point for the today's session, one persistent HTTP, and then after one diagram for the persistent HTTP. So what is the meaning of persistent HTTP? Already you know. So here you just see that is the non-persistent HTTP issue. All of you know it requires the 2 RTTs per object, means every time allocate the host resources for each TCP connection. Means if you want to go for the multiple object, so every time you generating a TCP connection, so in persistent HTTP server leave the connection open after sending the response, means TCP connection not closing here in persistent part, means you can directly apply the subsequent HTTP message between same client and server are sent over the connection. So what is the difference? You directly understood this thing. Means within a one particular connection you can directly sending the multiple object in case of the persistent HTTP. But in case of the non-persistent HTTP, every time you close the connection and every time you open the connection. Okay, so last diagram for the today's session, so you properly understood persistent HTTP. Here you just see what is the difference between the non-persistent HTTP and persistent HTTP. So first one, this is the browser and this is the server that already you know, that can be treated as a HTTP client and HTTP server. Connection open, then after you generating a response, that is okay. Then after you sending the request 1, it directly providing the data as a response. Again you sending the request number 2, it directly generating a response in terms of the data, and directly you close the connection. So in persistent HTTP, only one time you open the TCP connection and only one time you close the TCP connection. So that's the main point regarding the persistent HTTP. So must remember one thing in today's session. First of all, start with the concept of HTTP. Then after introduction of the HTTP. Then after the types of the HTTP. Generally 2 types of HTTP. First one, that is known as a persistent HTTP and non-persistent HTTP. So that's all about the today's session. Thank you for watching.